and get into this. And so we had a team meeting a little bit earlier this morning, and I talked to the team a little bit about how you've got this tool that makes finding some really relevant information for our customers available easily. How we've got some information that's about 2 weeks old, so pretty fresh. And to the team, I guess, I would just say, I don't think any of your competitors have this information, because even if they have relevant information, they don't have relevant information on our readers. And so John will walk us through how we came about this, and more importantly, how you can pull the information out to be able to share with your clients in terms of the number of people that actually are planning to spend money in a whole wide variety of categories. And so, John, I'll hand it off to you, and let the expert do the teaching here.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you very much, Greg. And I want to extend our appreciation on behalf of the Pulse team to you, to Chris Hammond, who assisted with the research, to Sylvia, who I first met in your sister publication, New Jersey. This is a special day and a real honor for me. I started my career many years ago as an ad rep in Beaverton and spent 13 years with the Times publications, and ultimately was publisher of the 7 papers. And back in 1985, I founded Pulse Research. And I'm very proud to say we now work with over 600 publications in all 50 states and 8 provinces of Canada, including your sister publications in New Jersey. And we'll be doing a launch this afternoon with the Republican in Springfield, Massachusetts. So once again, I really, truly appreciate the opportunity to work with my hometown publication, and myself and the Pulse team will do everything we possibly can to assist and support you guys. I think, it's obviously a given. This is an extremely unprecedented time of uncertainty. And obviously, many of the businesses here in the Portland area are facing extreme uncertainty and also unprecedented financial challenges. And the reason for that is their business model has been totally blown up. Pre-COVID, most of the businesses that you work with had a pretty good idea what would be happening in June of 2020, because they had a history. They knew what happened in June of 2019. But that's not true anymore. The businesses are literally operating in a void. They don't know what's going to be happening next week, next couple months. Nobody really does. And frankly, in all the years I've been in this business, this is the absolute best time to help your businesses. Now more than ever, they need a friend, somebody like you who they can trust and be that consultant to assist and support them during this time of significant uncertainty. And what Pulse has done, and Greg just mentioned it a moment ago, is we conducted a major shopping survey of the Oregonians' audience. And kind of the catalyst for it was a lady up in Washington, Carolyn Beth. And I put a quote on the screen because I found it extremely relative. She said, a current shopping survey would really help our local businesses. I mean, she just nailed it there. We're all freaking out. It would also help us to be viewed as that trusted advisor to help them navigate through these unprecedented times. And so Pulse reached out to Greg, Chris Hammond assisted, and we did a comprehensive survey of both the Oregonians' print and digital audiences. And what we did, and it was really quite simple, is our mission was to ask the questions your businesses would ask. The specific questions a realtor would ask, a hardware store, a financial business, a healthcare business, a retail business like a furniture store. So we put together a survey with the specific objective of providing you with current information, for over 200 business categories with current information about household shopping plans, not of the market, but more important, of your audience and what their plans are over the next 90 days. Why? Because the surveys we normally do at Pulse are over the next 12 months. But because of the unprecedented uncertainty, we wanted to make sure that the information was more usable, more actionable, more relative to the needs of your businesses today. So we asked, what are your plans of your household over the next 3 months? With your promotion and outreach, once again, to your audiences, both print and digital, we got over 600 completed 1-hour surveys. Putting that in perspective, when they do the presidential polls that you see quite frequently now across the United States with 100 million households, they use a sample of 800 to 1,200. We have 627 completed surveys of your audience. And another measure in terms of statistical validity is once you reach 400, regardless of how many households are in the universe, your results lock in. And so kind of a quick summary on the survey. Now more than ever, your businesses want information about what's coming in the pipeline because they don't know. They don't have any historic precedents to go by. It's a void. And they are literally desperate. And what I'm hearing back from our clients across the country is they are so appreciative of the help and assistance of a representative like you to share with them the opportunity for their business in terms of potential customers for the next 3 months. So let me pause here. Any questions on the methodology or the reason for doing the survey? I'm more than happy to answer any specific questions you have. Okie doke. So now let's talk about how to use this information. Pulse has a suite of tools that give you the ability anywhere, anytime, including working from home, to access your Oregonian COVID-19 shopping impact information, and to be able to use this information as a lead-in to capture the interest, to get the engagement, to get the businesses motivated and excited leading into your local grant program. I put together this morning for us a couple of examples before we go live into your program, because right now, the Oregonian COVID-19 shopping survey is live. Each one of you have your user access information, and so you are able to access and engage and put together presentations to share with your local businesses. The first program I want to show you is one of our most popular. It's called the Pulse Teaser. And as you can see in this example on the screen, there's a big number. In this example here, almost 5,500 households who plan to shop at a lumber yard or building supply store in the next 3 months. The teaser is designed, as the name implies, to capture their interest. What's in it for them? In this example here, about 5,500 households are going to shop at a local lumber yard or building supply store reached by the publication in this example. How does Pulse get that number? Well, if you notice down here at the bottom, quite simply, we take the percentage from your Oregonian COVID Impact Shopping Survey that plan to shop at a lumber yard times the households you reach. That gives us the opportunity, if you will, that you have for a particular business, in this case, a building supply and lumber yard. And so the conversation, it's a great, engagement. Start the conversation with what's in it for them. I thought you might like to know. There's a lot of uncertainty. We ask the questions you would ask. and we found out there's almost 5,500 households who plan to shop at a building supply lumberyard over the next 3 months. Would you also like to know what they plan to buy, like interior paint, exterior paint, fencing, decking, sheetrock? And of course, they're going to say yes. Why? Because it's about and for their business. And we all realize these businesses right now are desperately looking for information. What's coming, what's there, because they don't know. So the teaser, in quick summary, is a great intro to get the business's attention, get their interest, because now you have the benefit, the opportunity for their business category projected from your Oregonian audience. The second example I'd want to show you is the Pulse flyer. It's a super teaser, if you will. And you'll notice here the headline, excuse me just a second here, the headline, to help you business plan during uncertain times. Pulse Research asks the questions you would ask. You plan to shop at a building supply or lumberyard over the next 3 months? And the answer is yes, almost 31,000 in this example. And I used your sister paper in Springfield, Massachusetts, the Republican. 37.3% said yes, they plan to, times the number of households they reach, is once again the big number. What's in it for the business? And I think you'll agree with me, that is extremely positive and motivating, because so many of these businesses are hurting today. And their perception is that there's limited business out there. I'm not going to advertise because, you know, of these unprecedented times, et cetera, et cetera. What you're able to do is provide encouragement, hope, with the opportunity that your audience represents for their business category. The other thing that the flyer does is it takes it a step further. Because in your Oregonian COVID Impact Shopping Survey, we also asked about products and services. So we asked, what do you plan to buy for your home? And if you'll notice on the list here in the flyer presentation, it's got information that a lumberyard would be quite interested in: decking, paint, fencing, etc. But in the times that I've gone out in the good old days, I've made over 2,000 four-legged sales calls. Businesses love this because it's, once again, what's in it for them. And there's always something that pops off the flyer page. And as I highlighted here, look at this, 23% said yes, they plan to buy interior paint. Why? Because they've been, you know, boarded up at home. Boarded up's not a good word. They've been staying at home, okay? And they're noticing things around the home that they want to fix up. And so the survey quantifies, documents the opportunity, and the businesses immediately recognizes, like, oh my gosh, I should be advertising interior paint. Look at the opportunity. And so in quick summary, the flyer is a tool that's available for you right now to once again access your Oregonian COVID Impact shopping information and be able to share that opportunity with the business so they realize the opportunity, the benefit, what's in it for them. Now, the next piece we have for you is we have a little break-even calculator. And we'll go live once again in just a few moments. But the break-even calculator, I think, is more usable, effective, and valuable today than it's ever been. And the break-even calculator, with their participation, gives you the ability so that they figure out how few customers they need to pay for an ongoing, consistent campaign with you. So in this example here, with a $12,000 campaign over 52 weeks, they provide you the customer value, they provide you their cost of goods, so that you get the net customer value. In this example here, $700. And then the program takes $700 into the $12,000 campaign and shares with them how few customers they need. So in the example from a moment ago in the teaser, with 5,500 households going to shop at a lumberyard, they only need machine for a consistent campaign. And they realized very, very quickly that it's a no-brainer. It takes away the financial risk. It takes the conversation away from the cost and shares with them the reality of how few customers they need to pay for the campaign. And so that tool is live and ready to go right now also for you. The next thing I want to point out before going live is in your Oregonian survey, many of the business categories, because of the impact of COVID, have had an increase in shopping over the norm. Pulse does ongoing research, and the last survey we completed on a national basis was in January. So we're able to compare the results now with COVID back to the baseline of pre-COVID in January. And there has been some significant increases on business categories because people's behavior, shopping patterns have obviously changed because of the pandemic. Look at this, lumber yards, example we used just a second ago, up 39% from pre-COVID. Plant nursery garden supply up almost 50%. Yard equipment store up 77%. Neighborhood grocery store up 136%. You will have at your fingertips the business categories that because of the pandemic have and are experiencing an increase in business. These represent some very, very good potential prospects to target with your Oregonian Cares program. And then the last thing I want to share with the research here is we did ask in your survey, what information do you, the readers, the website visitors of your digital programs, what information would they like to see from local businesses? Obviously, so many things have changed. There's so much confusion out there. And your audience is saying, here's what we want to see from our local businesses. What services are you offering now? What's the hours of your business? What online services do you offer? I would absolutely recommend that you share this information with your businesses. This is the information your audience wants and needs from your businesses. Before we go live, I want to just share, many of you are obviously still working from home. I want to share with you how you can use your Pulse sales tools to do and access and engage with the businesses from home. So what I'd like to do now, and let me just pause a minute before we go live to the program. I'd appreciate or if there are any questions or anything that's come up in the things I've covered so far. Okay, let's go live. So I'm going live to the Oregonian's Pulse Sales Tool site. And once again, each one of you should have received earlier this morning an invitation to log in and create your Pulse user account. And if you did not get it this morning, sometimes it goes into spam, just send an email to support, S-U-P-P-O-R-T, @pulseresearch.com. So a quick tour. On your home page of your Pulse Sales Tools, you've got your COVID resources. We've got some prospecting tools for you, engaging, starting the conversation by creating a teaser or a flyer that I just showed you a moment ago. We've got the ability to engage with a business in needs analysis. In other words, what are the opportunities they might have overlooked, for the business based upon the research. We can do a full campaign, which I'll show you in a section, overcoming objections, because we also asked in the Oregonian survey specific questions about real estate websites, automotive websites, employment websites. We also asked about use of Facebook, business email, etc. Why? Because in so many cases, the business will say, well, I don't need you. We're on Facebook, we're on Zillow. And so in a highly fragmented world, nobody reaches everybody. So we're able to share with you in the presentation the percentage of households you reach who are going to list their home, for instance, who are missed by Zillow, for instance. Access to the closing tool. And then I want to point out, we put together a Pulse training and certification program for you. And I would suggest that over the next couple of weeks, you do the Pulse training. And the reason for that is, it's a very easy but very effective way to come up to speed on the different features and benefits of your Pulse tool. So you just click on Start Training, and what it'll do is it'll then set up your certification. So as you're going through each one of the sessions, you'll notice there's a video, there's an audio in many cases, and there's training assignments. And so as you're going through the program, you just click that you watch the video, you click on the assignments, that you've done each one of them, and then you confirm, and it gives you credit that you have completed that specific step. Sometimes, by the way, I live in the Coast Mountains, and my internet is pretty limited. So bear with me sometimes as I'm going through the program. So the Pulse training program, I would recommend as a way to come up to speed on your new Pulse tool. Now let's kind of go through some of the functionality of the program. If you want to access the specific business categories that, because of the pandemic, have an increase in shopping, you just click on the COVID Business Guide. And I put together for you my recommended top 25 list of business categories. These categories include both businesses that relate to the home or financial or real estate that have seen an increase in shopping. And then I've also included some business categories that, even though they're down, still represent a huge opportunity. So look at here, like banks, yeah, banking is down, change or get a new bank, but it still represents in this 23% plan to change or get a new bank. Right below that, we put together a more extended list of recommended business categories. So we've got financial, services, professional services, grocery, home goods, contractors, etc. And the business categories that are bolded, by the way, are the business categories that once again have had an increase in shopping because of COVID. And so now let's show you how quickly you can identify prospects. So let's take a look at remodeling contractor. You just click on Find, and up will come a list, and it's a Google mashup of remodeling contractors. And it's very simple then to put in a more tighter or more focused geographic area. All you have to do when you log in and use the prospecting tool is just change the zip code or put in a specific community name like Beaverton. And then the map will refresh and give you, like this example here, remodeling contractors in that specific geographic area. And then we got a couple of different options here for you. And you can just click on Create, and you can create a teaser, a flyer, or a full presentation. The other thing that it gives you the option to do is click on Add to Call Plan, and you can quickly create a prospect list. And so you click then up on Call Plan, and you've added businesses that you want to target. So working from home, it's a really quick little efficient tool then to identify a specific business category like remodeling, put together a list, if you will, and then you can just quickly click on View Teaser, and you've got the talking points working from home to start the conversation. And you also have the flexibility to modify the audience option. And so you have at your disposal, you have print and web, and these are the net household reach, because we don't want to overstate the projected shopping. And so we net out households who both read the Oregonian and also went to Oregon Live. We also have Sunday, we have daily, we have your essential shopper, and if you want to put together a custom audience presentation, no problem. You just type in a label and type in the households you reach. And by the way, the reason that Pulse uses households and not readers is because the questions are based upon what does your household plan to buy over the next 3 months? Because most of the shopping is done by the household, for automotive, okay, for, furniture, etc. And so we just select our audience option, and what it does is gives you the words to say. And the bottom line is, what's the benefit? What's the opportunity for the business? In this case here, there's over 8,000 households who reaches you reach, who plan to use a remodeling contractor in the next 3 months. That obviously gets their attention. Would you like to know more about their remodeling plans? And they're going to say yes now more than ever, because they don't know. And they are literally desperate for solutions and ideas to help their business. So you've got the words to say over the phone. We've put together an example email that you just click on copy the text and you can put it into your email. We've also got a printed version, which, by the way, gives you from your research the percentage who said yes, they plan to use a remodeling contractor in the next 3 months, by the way, times the households, over 8,000. And so the teaser is a very, very quick means of getting that talking point, the benefit that the Oregonian audiences represent for a particular business category. It's extremely powerful. It's just a great way to start the conversation leading into your Oregonian Cares program. And you can quickly, by the way, create a flyer. You just click on flyer, and it'll produce for you literally in seconds a flyer that you can then share with the business. You can either email the flyer by clicking here, and all the pages and presentations that Pulse does, by the way, they are web pages, so they have a web address. And so this is the web address of this specific flyer. And so you can just send them an email, say, well, it's just a little role play. I'm talking to, the Cascade Remodeling, and say, there's over 8,000 households we reach who plan in the next 3 months to use a remodeling contractor. How do you know that? We asked them the questions you would ask. We tried to ask the questions you would ask as a remodeling contractor. You plan to use a remodel over the next 3 months. What do you plan to do at your home? Add a room, remodel a bathroom, remodel a kitchen. That gets their attention. And by the way, one of the most important things I've learned in over 2,000 four-legged sales calls is when that business understands it is their research, not the Oregonians' research, but their research. It's a remodeling survey. We ask the same questions they would ask. It's a real estate survey. You did a real estate survey in reality. Why? Because we asked real estate questions. You plan to list a home. What type of property you plan to list? You plan to buy a home. What type of property? You plan to change a realtor or get a new realtor in the next 3 months. So in essence, we have done surveys for each one of the business categories. And that's what becomes so motivating for them, is it's their research. It's their opportunity and information. So looking down here, once again, helping the business find an opportunity in these unprecedented times. And look at this right here. Remodel a bathroom, 4.5% plan to remodel a bathroom. That's almost 9,000 households you reach who plan to remodel a bathroom. This information It's a percentage, yes, but to them, it represents opportunity. And so it leads right into the solution, your Oregonian Cares program, to reach these households who they want to get their share of. And so let me click off here on the flyer, if I might. And we're going to go back to the home page here. And so just in summary, you've got your COVID businesses here. We've also got other prospecting tools for you. One is the Hot Prospect tool. And so the Hot Prospecting tool is unique in that with over 600 clients across the country and about 5,000 ad reps using the program, every time they create a presentation, Pulse automatically logs that. And then when the ad rep puts in what happened, you know, did they sell it? What was the sale? We're able to track that also. So right at your fingertips is the ability to identify the business categories that have the highest close ratio, the highest average sale, and the most sold. And I find the most sold one of the most useful tools because it gives you the business categories that have the highest propensity to say yes. This is the low-hanging fruit. Look at Realtor, #1 across North America, most sold, followed by new car dealership, family style restaurant, etc. And once again, to get specific business prospects, all you have to do is click on Find. But there's another nice little aspect to this. You can click on Category, and then it organizes the business categories that we asked in your Oregonian survey by the category: apparel, automotive, beauty, community, education, farm, retail, etc. You've got well over 200 business categories right at your fingertips in terms of being able to access your shopping information. To make this quick and fast for you, all you have to do is just type in the search. So let's just type in insurance. Change or get a new insurance agency. Just click on Find. And then once again, you can change the zip code. So it's going right to the specific geographic area you want. You click here on Create. You click on Flyer. And as fast as that, you've created a flyer for an insurance agency. So you've got your talking points over the phone. And by the way, and I'm sure you're pretty experienced with this by now, you can do a Zoom webinar or a Google Meet, or a Microsoft, Teams meeting. And with them on the conversation with you live, you're able to engage with them, okay? And it gives you the additional benefit and ability to do what nobody else can do. And Greg mentioned a minute ago, this information is yours. Nobody else has it. The businesses don't have it. Your competitors have it. This is information that is unique. And one of our clients told us the other day, I mean, it's just absolute gold, they said. But look at what you can do in real time. Let's just assume for the moment we're on a Zoom webinar with, Cedric Berry, State Farm Insurance. You can click on the editing pen and you're able to access the research and ask Mr. Berry, what other information would you like to know? Oh, how about, I'd like to know about pet insurance. I'd like to know about long-term care insurance, okay? And then you also have on the list business products and services, okay? So you can click on business services, okay? And you've got business insurance on this list. So let me just do a search up here for insurance. Okay, there we go. Starter change commercial insurance, okay? And the reason I mention this is once on a 4-day sales call, I made a significant sale because I showed her the opportunity for business insurance. And she said, oh my gosh, I had overlooked the opportunity for business insurance. And look at this. You've got almost 1,600 households you reach who plan to change or get new business commercial insurance in the next 90 days. You've got a wealth of information literally at your fingertips that you can share, even if you're at home in real time with these businesses, that gives you an opportunity to be a consultant and help them in these unprecedented times of challenge, and they're going to be so appreciative. And so now, if I might, I want to share with you another option, and that's creating a full presentation for the business. So let's go back to our dashboard here. And in this case, I'm going to come down here, I'm going to click on presentation. And what we're going to do is show you some of the other functionality, is that you can also create an account. You just click on accounts. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in a new account. I'm just going to type in test business. Okay, add a new account. Okay. Add it to my call plan. Okay. Oops, sorry, just a second here. Go back to my dashboard. Go back to accounts. Okay, there we go. Test business, create. In this case, I'm going to create a full presentation. I see what the problem is. Just a second. My apologies here. Go back to the dashboard. Click on my test business. Okay, I need to tell the program what type of business it is. Let's say it's a furniture store. We select our audience. We can put in a campaign proposal with your Oregonian Cares. So you could label it here. Let's say it's 18,000. Say it's over 52 weeks. The Pulse program gives you an estimated customer value and a placeholder of 50% gross profit. What we're doing is setting into the program the parameters to do the break-even calculator. And in the one-page presentation, it gives you the opportunity to select what you would like to put into your presentation. It gives you some suggested ones that other ad reps have used, like recliner chair, bedroom furniture, living room furniture, children's furniture, outdoor furniture. And once again, this is your survey. You're accessing it in real time. And so you're building into your presentation the products and services you want to show them. And let's say the last time you were with that business, they said, well, I don't need to advertise with you. We're using Facebook. We've got our own business website. Or let's say it's a realtor we're making a presentation to. And that realtor said, well, I'm on Zillow. I'm getting my leads from Zillow. We want to show them, because of the fragmentation, what they're missing. So we asked in your Oregonian survey, in the next 3 months, which of the following real estate sites would you go to find local real estate? 35% said they'd go to Zillow, but that means that 65% would not go to Zillow. So what we're able to show you is what they're missing. Same thing for automotive and also other digital sites, okay? And so the purpose of this is to provide you with the ability to share with a business what they're missing if they're not also advertising with you. And the other thing you have as an option, and by the way, in your one page, as you can see, you have the ability in the setup to include or not include anything you want. So we include on return on investment. So let's put in 100,000 here, which is a 6-time return on investment. Add readership, okay? And then we can save our presentation. And this is the one-page presentation. It's similar to the flyer in that it's got the opportunity for the business category, in this case, a furniture store. It's got the products and services that you selected. But now it takes it a step further for you. It includes your Oregonian Cares presentation of $18,000. Now, let's get the business's input. And as I shared with you when we started, take away the fear, the financial risk, by getting their engagement in how few customers they need to pay for the campaign. So once again, you could be at home and you're doing this presentation live. They're seeing it on their screen, and you ask them, what's the customer value? If you had a new household come in and shop at your furniture store, what would that household spend over a year's time? Well, about $2,000, okay? What is your cost of goods? About 65%, okay? So your net customer value, about $600, right? Great. All you need is just 26 customers at $700 each for a year's campaign. You think with this level of consistency that over 12 months you're going to get at least 26? And in so many cases they've said, that's minor. You just closed the sale because you've made it easy and comfortable and give them the confidence and taken away the financial risk. We've even added a little additional element here for you. You know, one time a business said to me, well, I don't know if I'll get 26. So I asked the business, what do you think is the absolute worst case you would get? Fewest number of customers. The business said, well, 18, okay? So 18 customers. So 18 customers, okay, is, oops, this thing is right over my, oops, sorry. Pull it back up here. 18 customers. What's happening is my navigation for Zoom is right over the number. I can't see it. And I'm sure you can see it over your screen. So that's a $12,600 campaign that they just agreed to. That's 18 customers that they said is the worst case scenario times their $700 customer value, $12,600. So this is another one of the Pulse tools that you can use even from home to engage with the business, to help them understand that A, there's the opportunity, you've got the Oregonian Cares matching grant program, and how few customers they need. It's kind of pulling everything together for you. And then in addition to that, it shows them how few customers they need for a 6-time return on their investment. And in addition to that, as we shared in the setup of the one page, we're able to share with them what they're missing. Fear of missing out. It's an extremely important motivator, you know, for a business because they want to get all of the opportunity. And so by sharing with them that nobody reaches everybody, you know, even Zillow, as strong as they are, they reach 35% of our audience, but that means that they're missing 65% of our audience. So it gives you the talking points to help a business understand that they also need to use the Oregonian because Zillow, Facebook, Google search, they don't reach everybody. So that's an overview of your one-page presentation and the setup of it. And now what I'd like to do is come down here and just share with you some of the tools and resources in your program, you know, that are helpful to you in terms of being able to, and I know you're all extremely busy, just to make things easier and faster for you. Every time you create a presentation, it's at the bottom of your Pulse homepage. And so you can create a bunch of presentations in the morning and just come down to the bottom of your page here and just click on, like Cascade Remodeling, click on the flyer, and it pops up for you. It's fast and as simple as that. It also gives you the ability, by the way, to, in real time, edit or modify the presentation or mark what happened. So you can mark the presentation as engaged, that you talk to them about the teaser, for instance. You can mark it as sold, you can edit the presentation, or you can delete the presentation. So right at your fingertips, you are able to access the presentations you created. The other way to do it is click up on reporting. And in reporting, it gives you all of your presentations. You can search by the business name. And then once again, and over on the navigation dots here, you're able to access and edit the presentation. You can mark the results and the status of that presentation itself. So going back to the dashboard here, a quick overview. The Pulse program is designed to help you. Obviously, in today's world, it's extremely challenging. There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's why Pulse assisted you in doing a COVID impact shopping survey, to be able to provide you and your local Portland area businesses with information that now more today is important, valuable for these businesses. And so you can access your Oregonian shopping information with your Pulse sales tools on any device, anywhere. And in a quick summary, it gives you the ability to find specific prospects, to create a teaser, to start the conversation over the phone, or a flyer, or to make a formal presentation like the one page. But it also gives you the ability with a closing tool to be able to engage with a business to help them understand that yes, they can. And then it provides you with the ability to keep on top of your presentations, to be able to quickly access them, but also be able to edit and record your results. So in closing, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to join your team today. Today is the first day. And I will do everything I can along with the Pulse team to assist and support you. My email is marling, M-A-R-L-I-N-G, @paper.net. So Greg, is there anything you'd like to add, or Chris or Sylvia?
Sure, John. Well, first, thanks for walking us through all of this, and more importantly, building a tool that we can work with on the fly as we get comfortable here. Our friends in New Jersey have been using this tool for, is it coming up on 3 years now, John?
Yes, just over 3 years.
Yeah, and I've talked to some of the managers back there, and this is a thing that some of the sales reps are in fact, most of the sales reps are in daily. This is where they come up with a talking point, come up with prospects that are going to be interested in that. And again, I'll come back to, this is the kind of information Ellen was talking to us this morning about how she's been overcoming some of our customers' fear about making the commitment. And when we can show here that our readers have their credit card in their hand and they're ready to buy the things that they sell, I think that can help them to really see the, with the grant program that you're putting together for them, and the, fact that our readers are ready to go and ready to buy some of these things. I think it's going to help really kind of lower that threshold here. And there's a lot here. There's a lot of training resources here. I encourage you guys all to dig in. If you, like John said, if you don't have your sign in an obvious place, you can reach out to the team at Pulse. I would recommend that you copy Sylvie as well. She'll help track that down. Any questions?
Yes, definitely.
Go ahead.
I was just agreeing, yes.
Okay.
Mine fell into my junk mail, so you might look there.
Okay. And I just encourage you to dig into it. You're going to find this to be a useful nugget as you go into all these meetings that I know you already have scheduled. And I guess I'd open it up to, questions of, if you didn't see the category you're interested in, or not sure how some of this applies or whatever, while we've got John here for a few more minutes, let's tap into his expertise.
Hey, John, this is Andy, and I've got just a simple question. Can you give me a rough idea of when the survey took place and how many households were contacted?
Sure. Thanks for asking the question, Andy. Completed the survey 2 weeks ago, so it is extremely fresh and timely. And we got over 640 sample in about 2 to 3 weeks, or about 3 to 4 weeks. was the sampling period. And so as I mentioned a moment ago, once you cross 400, it absolutely is rock solid in terms of being a credible projection to, you know, your audience. So to answer your question, we completed it 2 weeks ago, 647 samples.
Excellent. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for John?
Greg, as people are thinking about questions to ask, I just wanted to mention that this is so much more applicable for us to use than Google Trends. While Google Trends is going to look at, you know, search trends and how people are interested in searching for things. You know, a lot of times people are kind of thinking about, oh, I think I'll paint the walls, or I think I'll get the gutters cleaned out, kind of in the back of their mind without actually doing any searches on it. And also the value of this being regional data instead of national data, that's going to resonate really well with local businesses.
I think you're right. So, well, John, again, thank you so much for all the work that you put in, including, you know, just kind of making sure that Chris and I were trying to keep up with our deliverables and all that so that we could get this timely information out to the team. And I agree with Sylvie. We're going to have follow-up questions, and so thanks in advance for that help.
Yeah, that's Mark at paper.net. Happy to, you know, answer any questions. Then I suggest we get together in about 30 days or so when you've had more experience using the program, and get together with a short webinar just to catch up, answer your questions, etc. How's that sound?
I think that's something we'll probably take you up on. So thank you for that.
Well, hopefully, I won't be sitting out here in the Coast Mountains as I have for the last 3 months, be able to come down to downtown Portland and join you in person.
There, at some point, that'll be a thing, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Good. All right. Well, I appreciate the team giving so much time as well. So thank you guys. And I know you're busy, and so you fit this in, and I hope you find some value here, and we'll talk to all of you soon.
Thank you again.
Yep. Thanks, John.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.